Just so you know.
Okay.
So I want to welcome you guys. Well, I guess there's one person on right now, but so I did a slideshow with notes on it. So if you guys wanted to take notes, then you can. If you don't, then that's okay too. But just so everybody knows that that's an option. So I'm going to share my screen. Oops, maybe. All right. Can you see that, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So, all right. So really quick, I wanted to go over just some announcements. Now I can't figure out how to put this full screen. I am very new to this, so I don't even know how to make this full screen.
You're doing better than I would, so you're all right.
All right, so maybe we won't go full screen. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't know how to make this full screen. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Figure it out. Okay, so is it full screen now for you too?
It is. I can only see like part of it, like it's off-centered.
Oh, well, when I post the recording, then it'll show all of it.
Okay.
So, I guess if you have questions, I'll go through and read them all real quick. But okay, so the first thing that I want all of, especially my coaches, and it should be a priority for everybody to be to the next Super Saturday, and that is April 2nd. And if you don't have it written down, I encourage you all to write it down, put it in your calendar, put it in your phone, set a reminder, find out where it is, because I know that not all of our coaches are from around Idaho Falls. So if you do live somewhere else, then make sure that you search where your Super Saturday is. And if there isn't one where you're at, I highly encourage you to start doing one where you live. So if you have questions about that, then you can message me later. If you haven't signed up to be at least on the wait list for the Success Club trip because you missed signing up, or you sign up as a coach later, then make sure that you do that now. Even if you think that it's a slight possibility that you want to go, you want to make sure you get on the wait list now. I know that it was really glitchy when I signed up. I sat and tried for literally 40 minutes, and I had to keep refreshing, and it finally let me in. So, and I didn't even get the exact room that I wanted, but I'm just glad that I'm going at this point. So I'm not really going to be too picky about it. So if you haven't got on the wait list, make sure you do that. This just helps push you, or it helps me anyways, with pushing myself forward to earn this free trip. And it helps encourage me to hit Success Club every month by going on this trip. So, and then who doesn't want to go on a free trip, especially to Punta Cana? So the next thing that I was going to tell you guys is I looked at my calendar and I set a date for the new coach training. And this is brand new to everybody, me included. Like, I'm just making the videos for it right now. And that is the first one, and I'm going to add all of my coaches into it so that you guys can all give me feedback on it to see if you like it, if there's something that make it easier. So that starts on January 25th. So if you guys want to add your own coaches to it, then that's fine. Basically, that's what's going to happen on the 25th. So then also for the February challenge group, I finally picked a theme for it, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about it, but it's going to be basically a learning to love yourself challenge. So that's going to be what our group consists of. And so I'm personally going to target newer moms that just had a baby that are trying to get their body back, and so that they can gain confidence back in themselves. That's who I'm targeting. Everybody can be different. And we'll also have another group running because I know that I have a few male challengers that wouldn't necessarily want to be in this group. But I'm going to be giving away a $20 Victoria's Secret gift card for the people that continue to participate. And obviously, depending on the group, I'll decide like who's going to get it and because obviously I'm not going to do it off of weight because everybody loses weight differently. Some people have a lot to lose, some people don't. So I'll kind of just decide that when the time comes. Team Cup, if you aren't on a team, make sure that you get on one. I was reading today in the back office and it says people that join a Team Cup team, they grow their business 10 times quicker than somebody who does not join a Team Cup team, which is crazy. When I read that, I'm like, whoa. So if you are not on one, I know that I am already in charge of a team. I warned you guys ahead of time, so sorry if you didn't speak up sooner, but you can post in the Team Dynasty page, or you can ask me if you still want to sign up, and I can help you find a team to get onto. The next thing is the Hardcore 22 that Tony Horton is going to be releasing in March. The new Cafe Latte Shakeology is now out and available for your customers to order. And I know that I'm not a coffee drinker myself. I've never tried it. Probably won't ever try it.
Not to interrupt you, but it's so good.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh,
I just had it.
Yeah.
I just had mine tonight, actually, because I didn't have it this morning. It's so good. That's not super strong coffee. So, like, I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but it's not, like, overly coffee.
Oh.
I don't know. It's good.
That's what I heard. See, and I've never drank it and probably never will. So it's good to hear feedback from somebody else who has tried it, because I do have customers that have asked about it.
Yeah, it's really good. I got to try it at Super Saturday, this past one, because we had a top 10 there.
Oh, that's cool.
I even ordered it right away. So
that's good. Cool. That's awesome. Well, that's good to know. So thanks for that.
No problem. So
then, and any time that you want to chime in, Rhonda, you can chime in. I don't care.
I was like, I don't want to interrupt your recording.
No, you're good. You're good. So then I was trying to come up with a date I want to do our first live What is Coaching webinar. So Rhonda, even if you want to participate in this, you can too. The more the merrier. So I was trying to think of what day of the week would be best to do this, because I know that a lot of people are gone and away with their families on Fridays and Saturdays. But then again, I know that around this area anyways, all the people around here on Sundays, they don't like to do much. So I was trying to think of a day, so I don't know if like a Monday night would be good or Wednesday night. I have no idea. So that, I guess, is something to think about. And then, as always, I remind you guys that if you haven't scheduled one-on-one calls with me, then you need to make sure to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume that you don't want my help, so I won't help you. So, all right, that's all for that for now. Okay, so really quick, I want to just tell you guys what book I've been getting, or what book I've been reading as far as personal development goes. And all of my coaches are going to be shocked because, yes, I have been reading this book because I hate reading. Normally I listen and I'm good, but I've been reading this one.
I listen. I don't read very well.
Yeah. See, I hate reading. So this is a big deal for me. So hopefully when my coaches watch this, they'll probably laugh just because I said that. And then they'll probably laugh again because I'm reading. So anyways, so this is the book that I've been reading, and it's the Jab, 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 Right Hook. And I actually, this is really embarrassing, but I bought this book like a year ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf. And it wasn't until they announced that, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but the author of this book is going to be at Summit this year. And I've heard a lot of great things. I know that Melanie and Mitra always always references this book. So I'm like, well, what the heck? I'll start reading it. So I have it, and it is full of information. So if you guys do have questions, all I have to say is just buy this book and you will have what you need. So this is kind of just touching on, I guess, one of the chapters or sections in this book that I found was really interesting. But it's talking about the characteristics of great content and sharing your story and how to share your story to make it sound interesting, I guess. So we're just going to jump into it. So the first, I guess, bullet point or main point is it talks about what your content needs to be of value. So whether that be more, well, for us, it's of being value to somebody else. So whether it be potential coaches or customers or whatever, anybody that's stumbling across our content, we need to figure out what kind of content they're looking for, right? Okay, so I read this section like 3 times, and then I asked my husband what the heck this meant, because it didn't make sense to me in the way that he worded it, I guess. So what the first thing for your content, it needs to be native, is how he words it. And I sat there and I couldn't really figure out what he was talking about. So what he means by being native is, this is the analogy that my husband used last night. So he's saying that if you were to go to Spain, like right now, drop everything you were and go to Spain, and you tried to speak Spanish, they would automatically know that you're an American by the way that we are. By the way we speak English, how we don't know Spanish. So he said that being native is basically you're learning everything that you can about that specific, I guess, area in your business. But in this case, he's talking about platforms. So we all know the different kind of platforms. So there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, there's Google, there's Instagram, there's now, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Periscope is a new one. There's Pinterest, there's blogging, there's all these different social media platforms, and each one is set, and they have a set specific way to, I guess, to attract people to that certain platform. So every platform has a different way of attracting people to it. So we have to learn as much as we can about that one specific platform to really start seeing the growth in our business and in everything, basically. So I was recommended when I started coaching to just use Facebook, because that's just what everybody used, and I had no idea that there was more platforms. But I'm starting to see personally that Facebook is getting like plastered with all sorts of everything. It works, unique, Beachbody, like all this stuff. And so you have to just, I guess you just have to decide for yourself which platform is going to work best for you. I have been using Facebook up to this point, but now I'm going to probably lean more towards Instagram once the new mobile app comes out for challenge groups. That's probably the direction I'm going to head, is towards Instagram or Pinterest, because I personally am on Pinterest all the time, so I might as well attract people that I'm going around and looking at stuff all the time. I might as well start trying to attract them. So you're going to find that whatever platform you choose, when he talks about being native, he's just saying you need to learn everything you can about that platform, so that when you go to post your content, it attracts people to you because you know so much about it that it seems to be so natural, and you aren't coming off salesy, and you come off like you generally care. And by naturally doing that, then you are going to find those people for you. Okay, so the second point that he says is it doesn't interrupt. So basically this quote that he says summarizes, it just summarizes all this. So what he means by it doesn't interrupt is whatever experiences people are seeking on their preferred platform, so whether that be Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, that's what we as entrepreneurs should attempt to replicate. So they may not be in a buying frame of mind today, but you never know about tomorrow. And they will be far more likely to make a purchase from a brand or a person that they believe understands them and represents what they value than one to which they have no emotional connection to. So I found that super interesting. So basically what it means by don't interrupt is, to me, it just means that you want to be posting stuff that you would want to see. That's not, because I know that when I started, I didn't ever want to come off salesy. Never. And I know that that's a lot of my new coaches' worries, and that was some of their concerns when they signed up, is they were worried about being too salesy. So that's what you need to remember, I guess, when you are posting things, that it's up to you what you post, and you want to make sure that it's not interrupting what's going on around you in that specific platform. Okay, so the third point is it doesn't make demands often. So great content should be simple, it should be memorable, it should be inviting to look at, and it should be fun to read. So I don't know about you guys, but when I scroll through Facebook especially, like if it's not eye-catching right off the bat, I don't read it and I just scroll right over it. So it's the exact same thing. When you post your content, you want to make sure that it's eye-catching, that it's simple, that it's inviting, and that it's fun to read. Because the next thing you're going to do once you see that awesome picture, you're going to want to start reading it, or you're going to want to start watching that video. And normally you don't want it to be super long, but you want to add value to them. So you just want to be careful. So make it your customer, or make it for your customer and not for yourself. And what I mean by that is make it so when you're getting ready to post something, I want you to sit there and think about what your potential customer, or what your potential coach that you're looking for, what they would want to see themselves. So, and not for yourself. So you don't want to post something that you'll like, because you're not trying to attract yourself. You aren't trying to get yourself to become a coach, because obviously you guys are already coaches. So you want to really think about that potential customer or that potential coach and what they want to see and what they feel like they're missing. You really want to dig deep into what kind of things that they're going to want to see, and that's what you post about. You want to make sure that you are being generous, informative, funny, and inspiring when you make posts. So like today, I'm sure you guys have all seen the post that's floating around about the Shakeology Center. If you haven't seen it, go to my page because I did it. So that's part of me being generous, is I was handing out Shakeology samples, but I made it fun, and a lot of people loved it. So that is something that I'm going to be doing again. So I want you guys to also think about the other characteristics that we enjoy in other people. So think of the things that you like about other people and try to go off of that feeling and post so that your customers and your coaches can feel that same feeling that you did. One thing I wanted to touch on too is on Facebook, I see a lot of negativity, and I just wanted to remind you guys that we don't want to be negative, because as coaches, we're trying to show how positive we are. And not only that, nobody is going to, or I personally wouldn't be drawn to somebody who's so negative all the time. I know I wouldn't have signed up to be a coach if I would have seen somebody posting negative things all the time. That's just not who I am, and that's not something that I want to be. So you need to remember that you are going to attract those people with the attitude that you're throwing out into the universe, essentially. So that's why you want to make sure that you aren't being negative, because if you're going to be negative and you're going to post negative things on Facebook, then you're going to attract those negative people. But at the same time, like, I'm not saying you can't complain about certain things, because God, we all have to complain sometimes. But just if you do complain about something, or you do say something negative that happened to you, I want you to turn it around with how Beachbody has helped you overcome something, or how Beachbody has made it better, or how you've changed your attitude and what's been helping to change your attitude. Because people with those same negative thoughts, they obviously are thinking those negative thoughts, but sometimes if you give a solution to how to get over whatever they're going through, then they feel like they understand you, and you will, without knowing, you'll start building a connection with that person without even knowing it. So just a little tangent off of that. So how do you know what content is most valuable to the customer or the consumer or your potential coach? So I found this really interesting. These are the things that they recommended doing. So this is going to be one of my posts for tomorrow. So if you guys want to do the same thing, feel free, because I'm going to try it and see if it even gets anything on Facebook. But it tells you to check your phone. And in the book, Gary tells you to check your phones and see what kind of apps you're using, and make posts according to what apps you use. Because if you're like me, I attract a lot of people who are like me in the first place. So why not post about things that I am looking for myself? So, for instance, I was looking, after I read that, I looked at my phone, and I have organization apps. I have Amazon on my phone because I love to do online shopping. So I don't really like going to stores. One, I have 2 kids, and it's just too painful, so I'll just order stuff online all the time. So, like, things like that, you can post about that, and that's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to screenshot some of the apps on my phone, and I'm going to say, these are some of the things that I like to do when I'm bored. What are some things that you like to do when you're bored? Because then I can see from what apps they're using, you can kind of determine what they're looking for. So, for instance, I have like a planning app on my phone because I like to organize things. And I feel very secure and safe when my life is organized. So that is something that I could post, is like the organization app that I'm using. And then you can immediately find out who is interested in organizing, and then you can start conversations with those people and start building relationships with those people. The next thing is entertainment. Think about the games that you like to play, the music that you listen to, the TV shows, the movies. Think about that kind of stuff and post about that. So for me right now, I am like obsessed with The Bachelor, and it's not everybody likes that, but I found that the people that I get along with, they all love The Bachelor too. So guess what? I will post about The Bachelor all I want. So like things like that, just the things that you use to escape, post about that. So utilities, so maps, notepads, organizers, weight loss, I meant weight loss, by the way, typo. So weight loss management system. So the things that, like for me, I can post about like the 21-day fix, because initially that's why I started in the first place, and that's how I got into it was because I lost and I could start seeing results. And that's how I lost all the baby weight with my first daughter. So I can post about things like that because I know it works and I use it all the time. And so in this book, it talks about the jabs. So they talk about the jabs as like the little subtle things. So like talking about The Bachelor can be a jab, or talking about cleaning the laundry while listening to personal development. This is what I did one time, and I actually got a lot of hits. I was doing laundry, and I hate laundry, so I usually have this huge mound of laundry that's piling and accumulating. And one day I was listening to personal development in my ear because my girls were napping, and I snapped a picture, and you wouldn't believe how many comments and likes I got on that. And it was just me with my clean clothes piled on a hill of clothes. But those things are jabs. And then eventually you're going to what he calls a right hook, and you are going to extend your challenge group invite or your coaching invite so that you're adding all this value to these people, but in the end you're going to jab them, and you're going to be connecting with them, and then bam, you're going to essentially punch them or hook them into what you're doing. So that's what he talks about. All right, so number 4 is it leverages pop culture. So when I first started reading this, I had no idea what they were talking about either. So I read it again, and basically you want to show your fans, whoever they are, that you love the same things that they do. Prove that you understand them by staying on top of the gossip about celebrities from their generation, and create content that reveals your understanding of the issues and news that matter to them. So obviously, Facebook is more of keeping you up to date right then, and it's keeping other people up to date on your life currently. So at least that's what I've gathered from Facebook. Obviously, I'll learn more about what Facebook's about when I finish this book. But you want to make sure that you love the same things that they do. But if you're trying to attract people like you, then they're going to love the same things that you do. So just make sure that you're posting about things that you love. Like one time, I'll just be honest, I love Diet Coke, and I know that it's bad for me, and no, it's not because it's diet. I love the taste of it. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just like it. So I made a post about it, like, I don't know, 2 months ago or something, and I found out who the Diet Coke lovers are. So that's who I started messaging and started building a relationship with. So the people that like your photos or comment on things, those are the people that you should be going to start conversations with, so that eventually it can turn into an invite. But you have to make sure that you're adding value into their life. Otherwise, when you do go in for the right hook, they aren't going to be ready because they think that you're just doing it for a sell. So just make sure you keep that in mind. All right. The next one is it's micro. So a lot of times the problem is smaller than we think it is. And this opened my eyes a lot. But he said, stop thinking about your content as content. Instead, think of your life and pick out the informative, humorous, commentary, or inspirational things that you see or do daily. So just like the laundry thing, like that is something, well, I should be doing that daily because then maybe I wouldn't have a mound of laundry to do later. But if I caught up onto it, or if I was on top of things, then I wouldn't have a mound of freaking laundry. But I'm not like that. And so I am trying to make things funny but informative and show people how I get those stupid things done every day and how I get my personal development. And when I have 2 young kids and I'm still trying to better myself while I still have house chores to do. Like things like that, people like to see because A, it makes you more human, but then it shows them how you're getting it all done. because when I looked at other coaches, or when I still look at other coaches, I just wonder how they get everything done. And sometimes I wish they would post things like that, because then I can see that they are human and they do have to do laundry too. But that doesn't always happen. So that's something that I've been trying to be better at. Another thing is we should be so good at throwing jabs that nobody even notices that they're jabs. So that is how subtle our jab should be and can be. So by doing that, I know I keep going back to this stupid post, but it was because it was a really good one. So going back to the laundry post, like nobody probably even noticed that I was going in for a sneak into my business when I mentioned doing personal development, or I was doing laundry while my girls were napping, because it was that subtle. That's how things should be. Like, you should be posting about things that you're doing and how you're fitting coaching into your life, or how you're fitting fitness into your life. Just little jabs. And your jabs are going to be anything that adds value into their life. So when I was doing my jab with the laundry, I mentioned that I was doing my laundry, but I was adding value because I was giving something that they can use while they do laundry next. So who knows, maybe next time somebody goes and does laundry, they'll listen to some personal development podcast like I was, because that's what I do when I do laundry. So things to add value. So some examples, you can post recipes. Like when you take a picture of your plate of food that you're going to eat, like post the recipe. Post videos of your workouts and encourage other people to join in with you and to try it out and let you know what they think of it. And basically, your jabs are free content, nothing that they have to pay for, but something that adds value, that can help make them better and make their situation better in the moment. So micro content, so your little jabs, plus community management, so your time management and learning how everything works in that platform, you are going to learn effective social media marketing. So you need to make sure that you're crafting your posts. So plan ahead your posts and then execute them. This is something that I'm going to experiment with tomorrow. I did it a little bit today, but it was kind of easy because a lot of people were posting the same things today that were getting the same results. So that was effortless to me because it was the in thing to do today. And I've noticed with Facebook that when you do the in things, then you get lots of feedback apparently. So make sure that you're planning ahead your posts and you're executing them. So like really think about the images that you're throwing out as well as the wording that you throw out. And remember, you want to make it subtle, not too salesy. But if you are busy, because I know that there's certain days that I like to run errands. On those days when I feel like I'm so overwhelmed with doctor's appointments and grocery shopping and stuff like that, I will use, there's social media automatic websites that you can use that will post to your Facebook page directly, that you can plan ahead and it will post for you. So just a couple of examples of those that you can use. You can use Hootsuite, Postcron, and there's another one called Buffer. And those are free to use. And you can type up all the content you want, and you can schedule the time you want it to post, and it will post it for you, and you don't even have to worry about it. So just so you guys know that. You can forge a direct connection with someone when you stop thinking about social media as the backup to the main events. It should be the main event in itself. So basically, don't go around social media because we already know that everybody uses social media. So you might as well just step in and dig yourself into it and learn everything you can so that you can use it for yourself instead of it being used against you. So it should be as simple as jabbing at people all the time, every day. Talk about what they're talking about. So like I said, Monday nights, everybody talks about The Bachelor. So you might as well talk about The Bachelor if you like that show. On Thursday nights, I like to watch, or I was watching the My Diet is Better Than Yours. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's on ABC, but Shaun T is like one of the hosts for it. It's really cool. Anyways, I've been watching the recordings to that, but those are really good. So you can talk about that. Just think about what you're posting before you post it. And I am really bad at this with just basically just puking up something that doesn't give anybody value. So that's something that I'm going to be working on too. So if you notice, every social media platform will change the direction of things because everything's evolving and everything's changing. So you just need to make sure that when the social media platform talks or does something different, then you're learning and doing that something different with it. Then you want to make sure that you're repeating the successful things that are working, the posts that are working. Like even change the pictures of things and see if the pictures get more likes and more comments. And you honestly, like, it's a big crapshoot, and you just have to figure out what works best for you because it's going to be different for everybody. But you want to make sure that you are posting more quality over quantity. And this is something that I was actually kind of shocked at because I harp on you guys all the time to post. Make sure you're posting 3 to 5 times a day. Like, who cares? Like, just post it. But now, like, I'm taken back, and I've seen some of the top coaches or the more higher ranked and people that are making more of an income than myself. And I've clicked on their things and I've watched their posts, and all of their posts have fantastic content, and they don't have very many posts. So maybe that's something that we need to work on as a team, is making sure that we're posting quality over quantity when it comes to posting. So the last one is it's consistent and you're being self-aware. So your content should always answer the question who we are. So whether, for me, it's I'm a mom, like I'm religious, I believe in God, like I am a Beachbody coach, I am a daughter, I am a leader, I am, like, you can think of all these other things, like I'm a Diet Coke lover, like anything that describes yourself, you need to make sure that whenever you're posting something, it's representing who you are as a person. And obviously, depending on the social media platform which you use is going to also depend on the content that you're going to post with it. So just think about that when you're posting. No matter how you share your personal story, your personality and your brand identity must remain constant no matter what. So whenever you share your story of why you got started, like, that obviously is talking about who you are. And never forget who you are personally, because one of the top coaches, Amy Silverman, she is not my cup of tea, but she is a lot of other people's cup of tea. And I don't necessarily care for her because she uses the F word a ton. And I don't know what my deal is, but I just don't like that word. But she attracts people that are just like her, and she is doing great. Like, I think she was ranked number 3 last year. So she is doing awesome, and you just have to think about, like, how to share your story, because she talks about, like, how she's so rough on the edges because she was an alcoholic she had an alcohol addiction, and I never would have known that. And she suffered from anorexia and bulimia, like all that kind of stuff. I can see how she is the way she is, but I'm not drawn to her because that's not how I am, and that's not my personality. So you want to make sure that when you post things, you aren't copying and pasting. Like, if somebody's talking about their story and why they got started, like, don't copy and paste their story, because then you're going to start attracting their person and not people that you want to attract personally. So hopefully that makes more sense, because reading that was a huge like eye-opener for me too. When you're self-aware, you know your message. So when you look around you and see what everyone else is posting and you see what's going on in your life, then you know what you're going to share. So like today, obviously, whenever I do my workout, like I always post a video of my workout. And some people get annoyed, and I have been deleted, and I have been private messaged saying that I'm stupid and that I am making such a bad example for my kids because I'm exercising in front of them, and I'm going to teach them how to be self-conscious about their bodies because I'm not letting them accept that they are who they are. And, that's not even the case. That's not even why I do it. I do it so that they know that I work hard for what I have, and that your body doesn't just naturally turn out like this. Like, you have to work hard for it. You have to eat healthy to get results, and you have to put the work into it. And I also want them to know that. And I want them to know that I never want them to give up on themselves either. So yeah, my kids are going to watch. And yes, I hope that from them watching me, then they're going to develop these healthy lifestyle changes in themselves eventually as they grow older too. So once you know your message, it's easier to keep it consistent in every setting and in every platform. So once you know what you want to share with people, then it makes it that much easier for you to create your content. So the next steps now is I want you guys to think about the platform that you guys have thought about joining or doing or using, because I know a lot of us are on Facebook, and that's how I found a lot of my coaches. But I know that there is other platforms, and some platforms will work better for other people and some don't. And I guess you just have to decide for yourself what kind of content you want to throw out. Because obviously for recipes, you aren't going to want to go to Instagram. I mean, I guess you could, and you could just write short recipes on there. But anyways, just think about what platform is right for you. And I was told when I started to really focus on 2 social media platforms. But honestly, like, I think that even 2 is overwhelming. And unintentionally, I've been slowly building 2. But that's only because I will take what I'm going to post on Facebook and I'll post it in Instagram, but I share it to Facebook. So unintentionally, I'm building 2 platforms, but I know that the content, my pictures on the same picture that I post on Facebook and Instagram, it may get more likes on Instagram than it does on Facebook. And it may get more comments on Facebook than it does on Instagram, but that's because each platform is different and it's specific on the different content that you share. So just make sure that whatever platform you guys decide to go with, that you learn everything that you can so that you can be native with the platform that you choose to use. So that is basically like all of, whoops, now it's not gonna let me X out. That's what this call was about. And I hope that I was able to teach you guys something, because I know that even just by reading, like this book is full of information, and it's gonna start going through and breaking down like the different like what to post in Facebook and what to post in Instagram and Twitter, and how to attract those people that you want on those different social media platforms. So if you do not have this book, and I'll show it to you again, it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary, and I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, so just type in the title and it'll pop up. But so hopefully that helped you guys a little bit. But we have 7 minutes left. So does anybody have any questions for me? Ashley, you're the only one on right now.
I am?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, but I do have a question. Do you know what the date is that they're releasing that app?
They haven't come out and said it yet. They told us at Super Saturday that, yeah, they still haven't come out with the date. They said it'll be the end of January or the beginning of February. So I don't know, because I was really hoping that they had it released for.
Yeah, it's the last Super Saturday. They made it sound like it was going to be out by now.
Yeah, no. So they said at the Super Saturday that it will be released the end of January, the beginning of February. So
okay.
I don't know. They haven't said an exact date, but they did say that it was releasing. So I don't know if we want to plan for February, like to have an exclusive group, to have a test group for the new app so that we can try out some of our customers, because I know a lot of people are drawn to the idea of them being able to be the first to use something. So that might be a way to attract people, because I know that I am personally. I'll be honest. I like new things, and I like to be the first to use the new things.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But when I do find out, I will definitely post on our team page for sure.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. I think I need to because I like your idea of switching to a different
platform,
media platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. The only one I've tried Twitter, and it is so confusing. It is super confusing. So I don't even know if you would be able to do Twitter through that. But either way, Instagram, I think I need to get new followers and follow more people, because I just don't. Because I don't use Instagram a whole lot. So how you were saying that you get more likes on your Instagram stuff, I'm the complete opposite. I get way more likes on Facebook stuff. So obviously I'm gonna try to push it more on Facebook too, because I haven't been. But
yeah,
I need to get more people on my Instagram both ways. I need to follow more people, get more people to follow me, stuff like that. Because right now my Instagram's kind of dead. So
see, and mine was like that for a long time, and it's like I said, it depends on the picture that I post, because I just double post, almost every post I'll double post on my Instagram and my Facebook. And depending on what the image is how many likes I get. And it's really weird. But
yeah,
and it depends on whatever I post too. So I found that interesting too. But this book is going to go through and break down what each platform, what works best on it. So maybe next week I'll do a team call on how Facebook works, and then the next week I'll do one on Instagram. Because basically once this app releases, we have free game for any social media platform, which is super nice, because right now it's to the point of, okay, well, if you want in my challenge group, then even if you don't have a Facebook account, you need to create a Facebook account, or it puts more work on the coaches, because I've had to email challengers the daily posts because they didn't want to have Facebook. So this app,
and I think the app will make it so much less confusing, because I know right now I mean, obviously it's not a surprise, but I still struggle with the group, the groups that we post in and stuff. To run one myself, I would be so confused. So I want this app so bad.
Yeah. So it should be releasing the end of this month, the beginning of next month. So that is something that I have been watching for, just so you know. I mean, I don't know who's not watching for it, but I am watching.
Right.
Yeah. So when it does release, then I will let all of my coaches know. I'll post in all the groups. But it'll be awesome when it does. So that's why I'm trying to learn as much as I can now, so that when it does release, then I'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
Okay.
So, any more questions? And you were on at the beginning, but I did mention that. So I was gonna start the new coaches training like this last Monday, but it was so hectic, and I knew that a lot of people were like, I know a couple of my coaches, like their husbands were in school, so they didn't want to start that day. So I am bumping it to the 25th of January. So it'll be next Monday, and I'm going to add all coaches that have signed up to be a coach, and I will add them all into that group. So discount coaches, non-discount coaches, like they're all going in it. And if they don't want to participate, they don't have to. But I want to add everyone in there so you guys can complete the training, obviously. But so that I can get feedback from you as my coaches, so that I can know what truly helps you guys, and if there's more information that would be more helpful as a new coach. So, but anyways, that's starting on. So, just so you know that.
That'll be awesome. Perfect. And I have it written down, but do you remember that date of the thing that's in, where is it? Is it Fort Hall? I don't know that.
Yeah.
Stone Bannock, whatever.
It's February 13th, and anybody that can go, I highly encourage you to go. I'm loading my car full of people. P.S. We have less than a minute, so if it kicks me off, actually, then just sign back in again.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm loading my car full of people. So I know that Brianna is riding with me. Did you want to ride with me too, Ashley?
Yeah. I mean, if you guys have room.
Heck yeah, we have room. So you, Ashley, and then I think Allison, she was talking about going too. I need to check back in with her to make sure, but